So now I'm going to teach you how to work the CFU4 question of making x the subject of the equation. Okay, so if you look here is the sample equation. It says y is equal to 2x plus 6 over 5. Basically, it's the same thing as what you usually do when you are solving for x. You want to make x the subject. That means you want x to be where y is. Okay? Well, it doesn't matter which side of the equation. X can be here, x can be here, as long as x is by itself. Okay? Now, probably what's putting you off is a y. It's like, OMG, why are there two variables? It doesn't matter. A variable just represents a value. Okay, so your job is to make x by itself on either side of the equation. Okay, so let's start by removing the denominator. Now, what did we say? When we are working and we want to cancel something, we use the opposite, inverse, or reciprocal operation. So since this is division, the reciprocal, opposite, or inverse operation would be multiplication. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to multiply this whole fraction by 5. And what's the rule? If we do it to the right side, we also need to do it to the left side. Fair is fair. That way you keep the equation values on each side equal. Okay, so now that we did that, I can cancel this because, as we said, 5 divided by 5 is equal to 1, and anything multiplied by 1 is itself. So even if I multiply this on top, okay, it's going to look like this: 5 2x plus 6 over 5. See, we cancel that and you are left with 2x plus 6. Okay, so this side will have 2x plus 6, while the other side is a simple multiplication. 5 times y is 5y. Okay? Now, what is the next step? We have to get rid of this constant. Okay? We need to move the constant to the other side because we want to leave the term with x by itself. So what do? This is positive, okay, or addition. What is the reciprocal, inverse, or opposite of addition? Subtraction, because we want to make this 0. So if that's a positive 6, I need to subtract 6, okay? And if I do it on this side, I need to do it on this side as well. But I will not write 6 over here. Why? Because they are unlike terms. They're not the same. This has a variable, 6 does not have one. So I'm just going to put it over here. Okay? So this 6 minus 6 is 0, so it will cancel out. Okay, and this one will just add on to the 5y. So we now have 5y minus 6 equals 2x. Okay? Now, what do we do to 2 to get rid of it and so x is by itself? Again, this is multiplication. So the inverse, reciprocal, or opposite operation would be division. Okay, so I divide it by the coefficient because we want it to equal to 1. So divided by 2. And of course, what I do to this side, I do to the other side. Divided by 2. So now I can cancel this. Why? Because 2 divided by 2 is 1. And as we said, if it's 1x, we don't write number 1 anymore because 1 is the identity property and anything multiplied by 1 is itself. So 1x is just x, okay? So now what do we have here? We have x is equal to 5y minus 6 over 2. And that is how you make x the subject. Just make sure x is by itself on one side of the equation. It doesn't matter whether it's on the left or the right. Okay? Bye-bye.